What's up, everybody? I thought I would make a kind of end of the year wrap up / thank you video. And so that's what this is. My new set has a really special feature, a black backdrop. So if I ever want to just shoot on black like this and not have all the onyx shigamarole behind me, I can pull these curtains shut. Okay, so, wow. All right, 2023. Where do I start? Okay, first off, thank you to all the Kickstarter backers. I know the Kickstarter was launched before 2023, but what we did during the campaign was, I don't know how to, it's what led to 2023, right? It was the foundation for what really has been one of the most, or no, not one of the most fulfilling years in my professional life. Truly. You know, I was writing this down the other day, the timeline of everything. In February of 2021, we launched the Kickstarter. In April, it was done. By March 2022, we were shooting Onyx. In April of 2022, it was done. By January 2023, we were premiering Onyx at the Sundance Film Festival. Still puts a smile on my face. It will forever put a smile on my face. By October 2023, we had a theatrical release for the Onyx film. In November, a streaming release, and December, just this month, a physical release of Blu-ray. That's a pretty tight timeline, especially for an indie. Could not have done it without the Kickstarter backers. They've also had a lot of patience with me throughout this process because I think the film took on a life that even in my wildest of dreams, I couldn't quite anticipate. I did not know we would get into Sundance, such a large festival, the most important festival for me to ever get to play, and I just didn't know that it would lead to the year that it led to. So, off of the Kickstarter backers being number one on my thank you list, number two is the festivals. Sundance opened so many doors for us. And I said this to the programmers recently and even in a social media post. It's not just, and they know this, I would imagine, after all these years, but it's not just the premiere. It's what it opens up in front of you that following year and possibly for the rest of your career. We played so many festivals that I definitely think we were only on the radar of because of Sundance. I think it elevated the film in a way that only an acceptance into a prestigious festival like Sundance could elevate us. And it opened the doors to a year of traveling and going all over the place with this film. And with that, I want to thank Chattanooga Film Festival, all the festivals that accepted us. Sigis was a dream come true. Fantasia, one of the best festival crowds I have ever been witness to. My gosh, there's so many. Calgary Underground, Portland Horror. Gosh, I don't want to miss any. I should just look at the posters that I made for all these festivals. Fright Fest in Glasgow was such a blast. I have the whole awesome year to thank Sundance for because they really, really opened the doors for us and for this film. So I want to thank the festivals. I want to thank, and there's more. I want to thank the people that showed up to the theaters, but the only reason there was a theater to show up to is because of our distributor, Cineverse. I want to thank Cineverse and Bloody Disgusting and Screambox for getting this film out there. Do you know how many indie films never reach an audience and never find distribution that I think is catered to their specific needs and to the DNA of the project? And the fact that not even a year out of Sundance, we have been in theaters, we are on streaming, and we have Blu-rays in people's hands. That's all thanks to Cineverse and Bloody Disgusting and Screambox. They really, really cared about getting this film to audiences. And I can't thank them enough. I really feel fortunate and lucky. Again, not every indie filmmaker gets that experience when it comes to distribution. And I also thank the filmmakers that I reached out to get advice along the way throughout that process. And so many of the filmmakers I reached out to loved Cineverse and loved Bloody Disgusting, and I'm glad I listened to their advice, and they were right. We had a great experience. So thank you to our distributor. Thank you to everyone that came to theaters to see the movie. That was a great night. Going around to different theaters in LA and then getting emails and messages that, like, I just watched it in Detroit. I just watched it in Boise. That was really thrilling to think, this whole thing has been such a whirlwind, but getting messages like that and realizing that thing that we had worked on was now reaching all of these different pockets of the country was really, really, really satisfying. So thank you if you came out to theaters. Thank you if you supported the film on streaming and continue to support the film. It is available on Screenbox and digital right now. And I also want to thank all of the artists and animators and graphic designers and actors, performers that came alongside the promotion of this film. We did have a small marketing budget, but none of what we did was attainable without a lot of people, again, kind of tackling this thing with the same passion that, like, me and Olivia tackled it with at the start of the Kickstarter. And along the way, we found people that really came alongside the project and gave their time and talents in a way that then helped the film reach a larger audience through marketing and promotion. So thank you to all of those people. Editors, special shout out to my editor, Brian, who that crunch of editing before the theatrical release, I was editing sketches on the plane to Sigis, and Brian was cutting in Texas, so I would have like 8 videos to farm out. And some of those videos are the ones that went the furthest. Some of the videos that Brian edited are the ones that went the most viral. He edited the Hot Ones video, among others, and couldn't have done it without him. He's edited a lot of Onyx content over the years. He's helped really keep that character alive. So I think he gets a special thanks MVP thanks for 2023 because he has just shown up around every turn and every corner. Anyway, so many people have. Man, now I'm reminiscing. I guess this is what it's like when it's New Year's Eve. Now I'm reminiscing. So many people. Tony for doing so much graphic design. Che for doing so much graphic design and illustration. Egan, animator. Tyler, VFX, for doing so much on those promotional videos. Dan, my DP. Olivia, Clark, Michael, my producers. Now it's like I'm giving an Oscar speech. But really, this year has just been so fulfilling. And I am juiced up to do it all again. Not necessarily by starting with crowdfunding. Not that I'm against that. I'm super into the idea of crowdfunding again. But I have rewritten 2 scripts, 2 features, and I have been fleshing out a pitch for a new project, an entirely new thing. And I've got, like a 30-page pitch deck for that. And then I've got a shorty version of it, like a 5-6-page pitch deck for that. So no rest for the wicked. And the scripts I've rewritten are House Mother and Little Willie features. So top of the year, I'm going to be, again, this is what's next on my list, is new projects, just to kind of say what's up next. The biggest thing is finishing the Kickstarter. And if you could see off camera, there's boxes and envelopes. I've been messaging people whose packages have come back to me. I've been messaging people whose t-shirt sizes we don't have, see if they're okay with getting something other than what they requested as far as size. I've been working on the VHS with some amazing people. We'll talk about that partnership because I hope that leads to other things too. We have the Beefy Bad Boy toy. Oh gosh, I should thank Tom at Bull Airs, Matt at Surreal Studios. I mean, Jesus. So Adam at Creature Kid, his shop put together the documentary that's on the Blu-ray that a lot of people have told me they really, really enjoyed. Oh my gosh, too much, so much. Okay, but new projects, yeah. Top of the year, my plan is get back on the Kickstarter. Haven't really stopped though. And focus on these new projects. Maybe it's House Mother, maybe it's Little Willie, maybe it's this other thing that I've fleshed out over the last many months. And but I thank you all. Thank you the people that watch on YouTube, the people that watch on TikTok, people that go to my Instagram. This year has really been the ultimate payoff for 10 plus years of doing this character, and I still love him to death. You know, there's a world where the next project is an Onyx sequel. If enough people rent and buy the film, I'm all about that. So we'll see. Yeah, that's it. Thank you, everyone. And I hope you have a great New Year's Eve and go into 2024 with a healthy amount of optimism and positivity. I have this sign. Well, it's behind my blanket, but my curtain. But, you know, as I've been arranging the new garage, I found this. For anybody that remembers this during the Kickstarter, I'm not the type of person to put positivity first. I like to doubt things and scrutinize and maybe be a little pessimistic. Some would say nihilistic. But somebody at some point told me to put up this sign during the Kickstarter. And I thought it was silly. And I thought I'm not the type of personality to respond to like platitudes like this. But I did it because I was feeling quite negative. And it was a little cringy to look over at this. But it really did help, and it informed my disposition. And I think it helped me believe the Kickstarter was possible, that the goal we set was possible. And so I've kept it because I would like to think like this for the rest of my life. But, you know, it's a hard mindset to keep. But for anyone else out there, I can't even say it because it makes me feel like a person that I am not. But for anyone else out there, follow this mantra. I just can't say it out loud because it makes me cringe. But I believe it. And looking at the garage and looking at the set and looking at all the Kickstarter stuff boxed up and the box of Blu-rays over there, it all goes back to the launch of that Kickstarter and the optimism that the groundswell of support instilled in me. And it really was the support of those 7,493 people that made me be able to think positive, and it gave me the best year of my life. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Eternally grateful. Back to the Kickstarter. New projects in 2024, and full steam ahead. If for sure.